Yeah, welcome back to Mark's Railway Trails today on a lovely afternoon really, and as you can see we're back on another railway walk, which is what everybody seems to like. But where I'm taking you today, I've just put the camera on today. I'm on the St Helens to Runcorn gap today, and I've only started videoing it from here really because I've just come down the line from Morrison's, and I've not videoed that because I've got that full walk on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see that, just go on Mark's Railway Trails and you'll see it. But that's the line I've come down now, and it's a good time of year to do it this time of year before it all starts growing again. But what I'm going to take you to find today on Mark's Railway Trails on the St Helens to Runcorn gap line is I've had a lot of people asking where it actually leads to, and where does it come out in town, because there's talk again of this line being regenerated, and I hope it does. You know, it's well overgrown now, as you can see. Two lines still here that leads into town really, virtually into the town centre. As it gets further down, heading towards out of town, towards Sutton, that will lead you to behind Morrison's, where Sutton Oak sheds were. I'll tell you a little bit more about the history because people keep asking me about the history and things, so I'll try and cover most of it today. And I've come out without any notes today, so kind of winging it a bit, but I've got a lot of the dates off the top of my head. But all this is fenced off now. When I did this originally, there was no fences along here. They have fenced it off, so that may be a good sign that something's going to happen to it. Well, that's where we've come all the way down from Morrison's, where Sutton Oak sheds were, Sutton Oak station, that led all the way into Widnes really, to Ditton Junction, and that's went through Bold. If you go past the Dream sculpture, that line takes you right into Widnes, to Ditton Junction. That's sadly gone. It's they class it as a Mersey gateway now. It's a motorway, believe it or not. But the walkway they've created in Bold Estates, when you get to Bold past Dream, you can walk that all the way into Widnes, and it's a cracking walk. And again, if you want to see that, it's on Mark's Railway Trails, where Bold Bridge is. One of the most famous bridges is George Stephenson as well. Was actually bombed by a Zeppelin in the World War, and you can still see some of the bullet marks and dates on that bridge. Find that, it's just past Dream, and find the trail. But what we're going to find today is where this line actually led to, because I think I did this on a live post originally, and I've got a lot of people asking, so I'm going to take you and show you two lines that lead into the town centre, and this leads to Shaw Street Station in St Helens. And what I said to anybody that does these railway walks, always put heavy boots on, because it's a drug taker's paradise, these places. And we're coming into the open now, thank God. And you just watch where you're walking, but make sure you got heavy boots on, because you just don't know what you're standing on sometimes. And here we go, we're considered two lines now, still here intact. It's taken down as you get further down the line. A lot of lines got taken up, but the two lines are still here. If you're wondering what this bridge is here, I'll go up and show you. I'm trying to keep out of view because you don't want you on here now, but that just gives you a better shot. That's how close we are into the town centre. Just over there is the Steve Prescott Bridge that they light up in the evening for Steve Prescott, who sadly died of cancer but did loads of fundraising for the charity, and a superb player for St Helens Rugby League. And I'm going to go back down here now. Quite windy today actually. Higher than you think though. And yeah, and well done to Saints on becoming World Club champions as well, when everybody written them off. And if you're wondering where the Saints ground is, you just go down there on the trail, you'll see it on the right, the new stadium, and well done to Saints for winning that. Everybody wrote them off against the Aussies. But this is what a lot of people are asking, where this line actually went to, and you can see it on my blog, the full walk, but I'm just going to pick up the back end really. But it's all fenced now, they've fenced it off completely, and it wasn't when I started when I did this walk about maybe a couple of years ago now. But as you can see, fly tipper's paradise. Like I said, just get your heavy boots on, because you just don't know what you're walking on. And I think that's why they've fenced it off now, because it was renowned for druggies in the area. Well, that two line's still here, and this leads, I'll show you where this leads to now. Just watching where I'm walking actually. Well overgrown. But amazing that there's still lines here, and if you can just see under here, just show you, try and get across. You see the brook going down. Try and get a shot of that for you. Just over the old lines. You just see it down there. And that's where all the canals, all the water came from all the other dams that I did, Mill Dam. They all lead through the brooks here, and you can just see it there. I'll get you a shot of that as we come out of here. And then you can see it. But well overgrown now. Well overgrown. Whoa. As you can see here now, we're just coming to the end where it's all blocked off. You can't get any further, it's all fenced now, and we're even fenced in here, so I'm going to try and get out of here. I don't fancy walking all the way back, but that's where it cuts off, and I'll pick up that when we get out of here actually, just show you where it is. But this wasn't fenced when I did it a couple of years ago, and maybe that's a good sign that it is fenced. One last look, but you can just see how overgrown. But those are two lines still here. Let's get across here and see if we can get out of here. Oh. There we go, that just takes you down to the brook. We'll try and wingle around here if we can. Bit of climbing, but saves us climbing fences today. And sorry if the camera's shooting up, but just trying to get round here. It's quite steep. Whoa. There we go, that's brilliant. Just come round the fence really. I'll show you where that brings you out, but can you just see the old, I'll go down and get a shot of that. See it in a bit more. That's where all the waterways, I'll zoom in on that for you. That's where all the waterways lead out of St Helens, and they go all the way down, that leads over to the Sankins. Some great little tunnels there as well. That's where we've just come across. We've kind of nipped round that fencing, but it's all fenced off now. It's a good sign really, so hopefully they're doing something with it. See the old manhole covers there, the water going down. Like I say, I think I did this one originally on a live post, but if you can just see where the water runs under the railway, if you can just see it, just hold it still a bit for you while we come back up. That's a better shot, there you go. And when you come out of there, it'll bring you right onto the canals that leads to the Sankey Canal. And I'll just flick that back a minute. If you're wondering where we are now, there's the Prescott Bridge. Just further over there is the new Saints ground as well. We're just going to take it down here now and just take you down the canals really and show you where. Alright mate.
What's the time, buddy?
The time mate? Hang on. It is 10 to 3.
Who's that accent from London?
No, it's not mate, St Helens.
Pardon, Fred.
St Helens I am.
What a good winner.
Good win, and I'll put you on my camera. There you go, good win for the Saints.
Ta-da.
Ta-da mate. You meet some characters on these walks. First time I've been called a Londoner. But yeah, this is where it brings you out, and this is where the line would have gone straight across. If you look here now, it'd have gone straight across from right over there is Shaw Street Station, and that's where the line was joined to Shaw Street. And that's a lot of questions people's been asking, where does the line go to and where did it pick up? So there's your answers, and we've just come down the St Helens to Runcorn Gap, and here is an old, still a couple of old signs, which is brilliant. And I'll flip the camera up so you can see it. Stop, look, listen, beware of trains. And that's the line we've just come down now, fully fenced off, and this used to be the walkover. And as always on Mark's Railway Trails, we never trespass on the railway. We don't fancy paying £1,000. And the old signs, a bit of graffiti on it now, sadly. Stop, look, listen. Well, that's where it led from, all the way straight down there into Shaw Street Station, and all these canals have been tidied up now, and it's absolutely brilliant. Just look at that for clear skies today. What a great day for it. And I'm going to take you over and show you where the line carried on, leading over to Gerards Bridge. Like I said, that's your line now going into Shaw Street. I'll show you where that runs. I'll take you over and show you. But all these canals have been so well cleaned up now. I'll just take the camera off these fishermen. Some don't like you videoing, so I'll take you over and show you where the line led to, over to Gerards Bridge, that led on to the St Helens to Runcorn Gap. And for those that want to do this walk, just to give you a bearing where we are, that's the matter land that's built, and the line went behind it. Like I said, I think I did this walk on a live one originally. It's quite a long walk. One of the old bridges dated back to 1937, obviously been altered a little bit on top. But that canal just runs all the way down. But there's your line, what people was asking, that takes you right over there to Shaw Street Station. And I'm going to nip across here now because all this has been regenerated since. St Helens has now changed a lot over the years. And I'm going to take you and show you. Hopefully can sneak in here and get a shot. It's just workmen in here, so just gives you an idea where the line led. You can just see it there. It's probably all fenced off now. Truck here at the moment. Yeah, it's all, that wasn't fenced off before. It is now. Again, all fenced off again. Up there's Shore Street Station, just over there. You can see it in the background. I'll zoom in and show you. You can just hear the train coming in at Shore Street. Lonely places, and I'm just going to show you where the line led to, and it looks like it's been cleaned up a bit, this actually, which is good. But again, all fenced off along the side now, and this has been cleared up since I last did it, that's for sure. Look at that. There you go, and that's where the line led over towards Gerards Bridge, over to Mossbank, and that's the line that took you down into Rainford, and kind of fired left with the Pilkingtons, Gerards Bridge. It went over Gerards Bridge, Pilkingtons was straight on, and it did a right further down the line really, that took you into Rainford, what I did the other week, if you remember me doing Rainford Junction. And that's why I wanted to do this today, but I'm not going to go down there because them gates shut behind there. I don't fancy climbing, but last time I did this walk it was full of trees, and they're clearing it, and that's brilliant. I'm going to look into that. And they had old lines down here, old signals, they've all gone, they've all been cleared, and I can't see any sign. I'm going to go up a bit, massive hole there, but I can't see any sign of the old signals or anything left. But that's been really cleared up all the way down, and we're going to go on the other side now, down the canal, and before I get told off for being on here. But everywhere's fenced off, and that's a good sign when they do that, because it means they look like they're doing something to it. See all the fences over there. Luckily that van's still there. So they're working down the line somewhere. I've kind of sneaked in here. But when I did this walk, it must have been a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, you could just walk on it. You can't now. I just came in over there last time. And I'm going to take you down the canal and show you where that leads to, where it picked up Gerards Bridge. How good is that open today? So there you go, that's where your line came across into Shore Street, and that picked up the St Helens to Runcorn gap. What we're going to find now is where the line led over into Rainford, because that's a lot of questions I keep getting messaged on, so I'm going to show you that. And I've not been on here for a while, and it's changed a hell of a lot, and a bit of an information board, which is nice. I'll stand back and take a picture of that. And there you go. And that's the St Helens Canal and Ravenhead walk. I'll zoom in on there and you can see where Central Station is, where it leads to. As you can see, that leads over to Rainford. So a bit of an information board there. I'll not read it out, but pause it on your TV or laptop and you'll be able to have a read on that. But last time I came, I got in here and walked the old line, but I think I did it as a live post, so I wanted just to get it on the blog because people were asking, where does it, how did it run to Rainford and where did it meet St Helens Shore Street? So now you know where it led from St Helens in Shore Street all the way up to Ditton Junction in Widnes, and I'll give you some dates off the top of my head as we get further down the trail to let you see, but they haven't half cleared that up. Haven't half cleared it up. You just see people over there getting off the trains going over the station. And I can show you as we walk down now all the clearing that they've been doing, and that's a good sign. That are they going to open this up towards town? I hope so. I'll flip my camera up and then you can just see all the clearing that's gone on. Just look at that. And this will bring you out, carrying on with the canal. And if you remember when I did the walk last week, finding the new signs for the Rainford junctions, this would have been the line that would have took it over into Rainford. But definitely been clearing it. Oh, look at that. That is all cleared, that. Look at that. All cleared. Wow. Going under a little tunnel here, a bit of echo. But you can just see again, flick it in. And you can just see how much clearing they've done. Wow, that's a major bit of clearing going on there that I've not seen before. Like when I come, that was full of trees, definitely full of trees and everything. Oh, and there we go, so a few old lines there as well. Put the camera in, you can see it, some of the old track put to one side. Wow, that's definitely been cleared. And this just brings you back out on the canal. That used to run all the way in, join on the other side. But obviously when they regenerated the town centre, they cut it off in the middle. But this just leads on to the Sankey Canal. More track, you can just see on the back there. It never fails, you've got to find a shopping trolley on a railway walk. But what a lovely day for it, and it's really nice to get out on the trail again. And I'm walking it today because, like I said to you many times on the channel, you just lose it on the mountain bike. But definitely clearing going on there. Thanks. I've not seen a gap yet in the fence, and there you go. You can just see some of the track. It's all been put to one side. They're all the flats from the town centre near the bingo hall, if anybody's wondering where that is. So it just gives you a bearing where we are. And I'm going to do this walk in 2 parts because I'll never cover it all today, and I don't want to miss anything, to be honest with you. But that's definitely been cleared, that other side. I'm going to go across and just show you the back end that obviously they've not got up to yet. It'll give you an idea because you'll still see some of the track. If you just look there now, if you just look closely, you'll see 2 lines, and that's went under that bridge. You can see they had the bridge down there, and there were the 2 lines that run towards Gerards Bridge. And obviously silver birch trees, but they obviously not cleared this part yet, but they're certainly clearing it. Clearing it for sure. That's where we've come. What a day for it. Look at the views on that again. And again, we're just following the line down. And there's not much to see. You know, I could go, kept on and walk down that line, to be honest with you. But all you see is trees and fighting. And you know where it's going now, you know where it's leading, so this is much better view. And apart from that shopping trolley, quite clean. Definitely cleaned the area up quite a bit. A lot of mountain bikers and people looking about. And I am going to re-hit Gerards Bridge because if you remember on one of my walks early on, I actually got took off the bridge by the police because part of it, the left hand side, is the live line from Wigan, and I would never do a live line, I'm not stupid. I was doing the old line that's defunct, but that's definitely a revisit. See, all new flats now built on the canal. And there you go. So that's a good shot. And George Scott and Son Engineering, founder, St Helens, 1863. There you go. That just gives you a better shot of it as well. Just get still on that to show you. And there you go, Atlas Street improvements, opened by the Mayor of St Helens at the time, Patricia Robinson, the year 2000. Most of that was tidied up, and it's still quite tidy today what they've done. I'm quite pleased with what I've seen today. And again, we're going to be crossing over the road, and this will take us over into the bit that you went towards Mossbank and Gerards Bridge, but I've got to get a shot of this. I always get a shot of it, and I think that's a money shot. That I'm going to get still on that off the video, looking through. I think that's a money shot, just looking down the canals, bird's eye view. Absolutely brilliant. And then we cross over again. And we go up to where? Sankey Canal, opened 1757, 75. And we cross over, there'll be another board here which I can show you. Just here. And that just tells you about the Ravenhead Greenway, St Helens Canal pocket nook section, and it just tells you all the history about it. So come and find it. And I love seeing things like this, actually, the artwork, and absolutely brilliant. But we're going to nip across here now. And this should lead us on where the canal carries on, if I've got my bearings straight. Yeah, it does. It's wondering why just over there there's a college, so you see loads of college kids coming out at the minute. So the line that led all the way over there, it's all been built on now. It's all like technology campus. The line went from over there and straight down, following it into Gerards Bridge, and all that's been sadly built on now. But we'll walk it down. But yes, all fenced off on the St Helens to Runcorn Gap now, and it's just the campus there on the left now, but that's where the line would have run down to pick it up on Gerards Bridge that led into Rainford. And when I get onto this, hopefully I can get through here. I'm sure there's some locks that takes us to the left hand side. I'll give you some facts and figures, and I remember last time I did this walk, I did a live one, and it was an inch of snow. But what a fantastic day. And this just leads to Hurst Finch if you're wondering where it takes you. And again, it's a good cycle path into the town centre. Absolutely brilliant. And like I say, after doing the Rainford, I got quite a lot of messages asking how did the trains get from St Helens over into Rainford, and where did it come from, and that's why I wanted to do this today, because I don't think I've got it on the blog. I think I did it on a live one. And maybe we can't get through here now. It may have fenced it off, I don't know. Could be the end of the line. I hope not. It must have been about 3 years ago since I've been down here. Close the footpath now for some reason. Can't believe that. We're going to have to go up and round, and can't get round it there, can't climb that. What a pity. What a pity. Can we get through here? Give it a try. Oh. It just takes us onto the private car park. I have to put the camera down a bit. There we go, we're through. Why they blocked that off, I don't know. It's all been blocked off. You could walk that this year, last year. And hopefully we can get across here, and it's not looking good actually. All new fences up down the canals. Gonna have to hit it from the other side probably, if we can get round it. There you go, that's just telling you where it leads to. Can we get on it? It's not looking good. You're not going to get around here. So yeah, we ain't going to get in this side, but I'll just flip my camera in, just show you. You'll see the locks there, and just I'll zoom in to show you. If you can just see the locks there, you just go past the locks and just keep following the path down, and that will take you towards where you pick up Gerards Bridge. If you can see the hill how it goes up, if you go along there and go up the hills across, that will bring you out to Gerards Bridge. So I'm going to pick that up on another day. I can't get down here, can't get through that this fence, unfortunately. It's fenced all the way around, and I've got a security guard just to the left of me on some works. So obviously they've shut this for a reason. It's obviously being cleaned up. I think it's got to be cleaned up. Well, that's what they call the Ravenhead Greenway, and you can follow this, and this will take you all the way to Atterweath, which I've done on my walk as well, if you want to see it. But I'm going to head back down there and get through that gap in the fence. There's not much more to see down there. You kind of follow that down, take a left, and that will bring you out to the walkway that I've done. You'll see that on my channel on Mark's Railway Trails, finding Gerards Bridge. So if you want to find that, just tap in Gerards Bridge, walk, and this is how you get to it from this angle from the town centre. So that's answered quite a lot of questions for a lot of people. But pity I just couldn't show you the old locks there, because they're really old then, but I think they're cleaning the area up, and obviously it's probably a bit unsafe down there. So I'm going to sneak back now and hopefully get past the security guard on the left hand side. But yeah, pity. I was disappointed when I can't finish a trail, but at least we got this far, and you can see now where it leads to again on the hill going up to Gerards Bridge. And I'm going to revisit that and show you where the train went from, the line from Gerards Bridge. But I'm going to sneak back down here now, back down the canal. There's a security guard there a minute, he's gone in now, so I'll nip down here quick. And we're about a mile from the town centre now, but we'll go back down this way. But put a fence on there, typical St Helens Council, you know, cracking walkway. But just fenced it off. Don't know why. Can't understand it. But yeah, alright mate. End of the line, I'm afraid. You don't know when these fences went up, do you?
Right.
Oh. Oh. You can't get down the other side now as well. That's been fenced off. Oh, bit of roaming. And before you ask Charlie Collins, I did not put that all in that fence. But yeah, that's footpath closed, so I think it's been regenerated a lot down here now, isn't it? I think this is why a lot of it's closed off.
I could tell you though, couple.
Hey?
I could tell you.
Yeah, they should. I'm just following a trail where the trains used to lead down here to Gerards Bridge.
Yeah.
That's what I've been following today on my channel. My name's Mark, by the way.
Oh, Mark.
Hey mate.
Yeah.
If you want to see this walk, it's on Mark's Railway Trails on YouTube.
Right.
But yeah, everybody uses this as a shortcut.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't know why they blocked that off. Must be a reason. obviously a lot of regeneration going on, so I'll just take my camera off this way, I don't want any.
Only for 2 hours.
But yeah, pity that. Pity. I think I did this walk about 2.5 years ago, 3 years, and you could walk it straight through to Hurstfinch, yeah.
That's where I was going to go.
Yeah. I'm going to ask these guys here because these might have a clue. Well, this walk, you can walk it all the way to Atterheath, you know. Yeah. Just keep following the canal. And then when you get near McDonald's in St Helens, if you go round the back of McDonald's, that leads all the way to Atterheath. It's a cracking walk, that, mate, if you want to try it. But St Helens Council, they have a strange way of working, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't win them all on these trails, but we got to where we needed to be to show you and answer all the questions people's asking, where that line led from Morrison's at Baxter's Lane. The line came down into Shaw Street, and the other line came along here. It led towards Gerards Bridge. Well, ask these guys, and they'll probably tell us to go and do one, but yeah, these guys may know. Guys, can you ask you a question? Sorry, mate. Alright, well. All regeneration down there, is that why it's all blocked off? Yeah. I bet that's the same down there then, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Alright, cheers mate, thank you. I won't go smoking round here, you can smell gas. So yeah, that looks like what they're doing all the walls on the canals. So, good sign. But very popular with dog walkers. Anyway, I'll see you again, mate. Nice meeting you. Alright. Such a shame, really. I always love finishing a walk, really. And unfortunately, we couldn't today. Well, I'm going to take you back now to the canal and just give you a little bit of information, some facts and figures if we can remember them off the top of my head. Well, this brings you out at Finger Post. You've got to come across like a junction, and that's what it's on about, the campus, just right over there. But we'll head back over here. I'm going to have a minute and get a drink. Well, hopefully that's answered some of your questions, really, that people have been asking me. There we go. Back on the greenway. If you look over there, you'll just see I'll just zoom in out. There's the bridge, it's a new bridge now, but that's where the railway came down from St Helens to Runcorn Gap all the way over into Rainford. And I'm going to sneak through here and have a minute. And there we go, we're back where we started with a big eye. But that's obviously what's going on. They're regenerating all the canals and obviously regenerating the old line. It's going to, I would say that's going to be a cycle path or something coming from Earthfinch. It's going to be something, it's got to be. And like all these places, lonely places, you can see somebody's made a hut there that they're probably living in or something, you don't know. I'll not hang around and shoot it because somebody's living rough. That's where they'll be living in, and it's not nice to see. I'll take you back to where we started really. But yeah, the St Helens to Runcorn Gap, for those that don't know, it opened in 1833 and it led all the way from Widnes, Ditton Junction, came all the way into St Helens, past Clockface, over in Bold, and you can still do that walk from Bold. If you go to Norcott's Garden Centre near Widnes, just at the side of it there's a walkway, and it's all set up as a professional cycle path and walkway now. You can start it from there and that will take you into Dream, that will lead onto Clockface, over Clockface into Sutton, and then it picks up Morrison's, which was Sutton Oak Sheds, and that leads them from Sutton Oak Sheds through the town centre, past the New Saints ground, over to the canals, which I'm on now, and then that leads to Shaw Street, and then this line led to Gerards Bridge, which took it over into Rainford. So answered a lot of questions, I think, for a lot of people, and just having a minute. So, but yeah, it opened in 1833, the St Helens to Runcorn Gap, and they reckon, I think it was in 1838, there's 26,000 people, passengers using that line. It was very, very popular, and it was very, very popular for the rugby. They used to have a train called the Rugby Special on it that took Saints and Widnes to Wembley, because Saints and Widnes were always at Wembley in Rugby League, because they're one of the most, along with Wigan, the most successful rugby league teams. And you'll see a number on one of the bridges here. They're all numbered. I looked into this last time, and you can just see the bridges there. There's two bridges. One bridge, what you can see, there's two spaces for two lines going underneath it. There's your number 61. I think they're all numbered for inspections. And but I've already enjoyed this walk today. It's a bit of an echo, but it just, you know, gives people an idea where the line ran to, and that's why I wanted to do it today, because it's one I can tick off. Because people ask me and I can tell them, but if you, one, you know, some people can't get out, they may be housebound, and some people don't like doing these lonely walks. You can actually walk it with me. I've said that. I used to always say to Harry Taylor, come and walk it with us, and it's good to see you can, you know, sit in your, watch your telly, you know, chill out and walk it. But definitely that's been cleared, and right next to Shaw Street Station, it's definitely been cleared, and that's nice to see. Just openly clear the other side. That's crying out for a walk, cycle path and walkway. When I get near back where we started, I'll give you some more facts and figures, because people like the facts and figures. But yeah, 1838, there's 26,000 passengers went down the St Helens to Runcorn Gap. It was very, very popular, and the demise of it really was after the Second World War. Later on, they didn't use the trains as much because there was more cars on the road then, and motorways were coming to the forefront, and a lot of the railways were so underfunded. British Rail was so underfunded. A lot of the stations were just left to rot, to be honest with you, and there weren't a lot of them nice places to go to. I remember somebody in Oldham telling me that, a town that had 22 stations in Oldham, and now it's only got one 5 miles out of the town centre. I know they've got the metro links now, but how sad. Well, that's what happened, and that was what put the end to the St Helens to Runcorn Gap, to be honest with you. About where we started, if you remember, just to give you a bearing, the Greenway. So yeah, I think it was about 14th of June off the top of my head, Beecham's report in 1965. Just finished the railways off, to be honest with you, because they thought the motorways were the answer, and they got it so wrong, And people, another question they always ask me, how many disused stations is there in Great Britain? And you won't believe it, there's over 8,000 miles of track still down, and I reckon there's 4,000 disused stations just in this country. How sad, how very sad. Fishermen are still here. So yeah, the St Helens to Runcorn Gap virtually ended in 1951, the 16th of June, and it was used for freight. And then that declined later in the 1960s. 1969, the line from Failsworth to Bold, the track was closed. In 1981, all the track was taken up, but they made a cracking cycleway out of it into Bold, into Widnes towards Ditton Junction. Sutton Oak Station, which was further down from Sutton Oak Sheds, opened in 1852. Again, it was closed to passengers again. That's it, 1951. I remember it now. I'm trying to think of it. It's 1951. It closed to passengers, just used for freight. Sutton Oak Sheds, 1880. Closed in 1967. Dave Whelan bought it as a supermarket, and now obviously it's a Morrison's. But yeah, sadly after the Second World War, it was the demise really, that it didn't get used as much. And it just brings us out to where we started really. And again, this just leads you to the Steve Prescott Bridge, and again the canal's just been capped off. Oops, sorry there, just been capped off. And I'll give you a few other dates as well. Off the top of my head, Crank Station opened in 1858. It got renamed to Crank Halt, and that closed in passengers in 1951. The line was still open to 1964 for goods services, and that line led all the way down into Rainford, Crank Station, Rookery Station, all the way into Rainford. So it just gives you an idea where the line led from really. That's where we came from. I'm just going to take you up here now and just show you where it leads to for the Steve Prescott Bridge. Again, because people was asking that, where is the bridge you know, that you shown next to the Steve Prescott Bridge, so I'm going to show you that today as well. But yeah, from Moss Bank went over to Crankholt, Whole Mill Lane, Rookery and Rainford Village. And Rainford Village station still there, it's still a live line as well. St Helens to Runcorn Gap, 1833. Off the top of my head, I think the last train that went down to it, a service train, was 1969, and the line closed in 1981. It was kept open for quite a spell later on for haze, chemicals. And Gerards Bridge, 1858. Try to remember dates here. I think that closed in 1905. So that's just a bit of history of the line. But there's Steve Prescott Bridge. If you're wondering where that brings you out, Steve Prescott Bridge there, we'll go over it. Leads you to Tesco, and at the side of Tesco it's the Saints ground. But I've got to show you this before we go over the Steve Prescott Bridge. And you can just see me going past it now. And this is a memorial that was set up by the St Helens Council, really, and they call it as the Workers' Memorial, and it's dedicated to the men, women and children who had lost their lives through accidents or illness caused by work. We are who we are today because of yesterday, and I like sentences like that. And there you go, that just takes you down the canals. Now you can follow it around this way, or you can take it down into Warrington. I'll just take you over the Steve Prescott Bridge, and then if you look straight over there on the roundabout, I'll zoom in, do it 10 times, you get right close up. Another memorial to the miners, and all the history of St Helens as well. And that's just on the roundabout near B&Q. Well, I'll just take you over the Steve Prescott Bridge, and this gets lit up at night for different things. When Ukraine was invaded, they did it in Ukrainian colours. But it's in the shape, as you can tell, of a rugby ball. If you want to see it, there you go. What the mind believes achieves, the body, Steve Prescott, a father, a husband, a sportsman, a winner, an inspiration. And that guy was an inspiration after all he went through and the money he raised for charity, as well as being a good Saints player as well. But I'm going to finish off on Steve Prescott Bridge on Mark's Railway Trails today, and I hope it answered all your questions, where the line led to, and I thought it's easier to do it, walk it and show you. And here we are, right in the middle of it, and flip my camera there now. That's the bridge, you can just see in the distance, comes all the way down. I'll just flip my camera back, sorry. There's the bridge, follow it all the way around. That takes you right over to Sutton, past Morrison's, right over there, the Mersey Gateway into Widnes to Ditton Junction, where the trains used to come from. And the most famous train was called the Ditton Flyer. It was up and down that line. And if you look at this, on this side, I'll just zoom in 10 times. You'll see the Pilkington sign. I can't see it because it's in my eyes. Pilkington's, which St Helens survived them, really, to be honest with you, with all the work. But that just takes you to Tesco, just round the corner. If you can just see the stand behind it, that's the Saints ground. And I'm going to walk it back now. I've probably got about a 40-minute walk home, but I just wanted to show you the line and It's all been fenced off now, as you can see. One last look. And I've also had a lot of people asking, you know, what's the thing with the railway walks, why do you do it? Well, you can just see a train in the distance going across. You might just catch it there, just behind the trees from Shaw Street Station, going over. Getting a lot of people asking what is the fascination with the railway walks and why do you do them? And basically because my dad was a railway man until steam got decommissioned, and then he went working for Pilkingtons, and that's why we ended up at St Helens. I ended up with COVID just as COVID come in, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to come out of it. I really didn't. I was really bad, and I was probably a day away from going in hospital, and I spent a week in my cinema room reading old books of my dad's on the railways, and found loads of notes that he made about the railways, and he actually mentioned the St Helens to Runcorn Gap. So that's why I started doing the walks, really, because when I got over COVID and I wasn't really very fit at all, I said I'm going to find all these lines and walk them. So now you know, that's why I'm doing it. So from Mark's Railway Trails, from Steve Prescott Bridge to the old St Helens Runcorn Bridge, down the canals where the line led to Shaw Street, and then further on led to Gerards Bridge, and we will hit Gerards Bridge and I'll show you where it led from Gerards Bridge into Rainford. It's all gone, but we'll get up that bridge and we'll do it after getting kicked off last time. So for Mark's Railway Trails, see you soon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, and Charlie, I hope you enjoyed it. Redmond, we will be doing one very, very shortly. And as always, Harry, I'm glad you walked it with me. Part of our history at the town that we love, St Helens. See you soon on Mark's Railway Trails.